What's going on, everybody? Tim from Tierfon Orbital. So this is going to be a relatively quick demo slash walkthrough video for an install commission or an upgrade commission that I completed late last week. So this is for an EvoFlex from Electrum Sabercraft. I got a little tongue-tied there. So this is an EvoFlex, right? So I've talked at length before about how much I love the EvoFlex. You know, I love all of the designs, pretty much, you know, every designed hilt that comes out of the guys at Electrum is phenomenal, in my opinion. I love the uniqueness of their hilts. Their build quality of their hilts is phenomenal as well. I mean, with the Evos, the threading is always just like butter. They're just really well made hilts, right? And when you upgrade the soundboard in them, I feel as though they really shine, especially with the EvoFlex. You know, putting a 28mm bass speaker in an EvoFlex, it absolutely sounds phenomenal. And in my opinion, it is one of the best sounding hilts out there, right? So this particular install is exactly the same as my previous ones. I've utilized the same chassis in this hilt. The client for this particular build did want the body modification, so we've got, I did route or cut some holes in the upper section of the hilt where the vents are. So we've got some shine through there, and we've got shine through in the waist grill as well. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about the hilt. We'll talk about the chassis, and we'll do a quick demo, and we'll be on our way. I won't bother you for too long today. Okay, so let's come up top. All right, so here it is, right? This is the EvoFlex from Electrum Sabercraft. You know, again, I have talked at length about how much I love this hilt. This was one of the first custom hilts that I ever got personally, and I just love it. I love the hilt, right? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, look at the threading on this grip. I love that. Love that. Just a really well-made hilt. So this came stock from the client. This is the clean version of the EvoFlex. Another really great thing about Electrum is their weathering and battle scarring service. My personal Evo, I got battle scarred, and it looks rad. I mean, there's like blaster gouges in mine. Let me get mine. So this is my personal Evo, and it's been battle scarred. I really love this hilt. So the battle scarring and the weathering services from Electrum are also really top notch, right? So as I mentioned, we've got some routed holes in the upper section of the hilt. So essentially the way that I do that is this shroud will slide off the upper part of the hilt. You've got to remove the bunny ears, you've got to remove the brass pins, and you've got to remove these two screws, and this whole shroud will come up. And then I route some slits, it's essentially a cutoff wheel on a Dremel, and I route holes in there and then file them down a little bit to make them look a little more clean, right? And that's it. So we've got shine through here. We've got shine through in the waist section. Here is the clamp card. So this is going to be a touch button clamp card. There is a way to wire up touch functionality with proffieboard. So we've retained the touch functionality of the clamp card. So yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Just an absolutely fantastic hilt. I love the EvoFlex. Love it. So let's talk about the chassis. So here is the chassis. Same chassis that I have put in previous EvoFlex upgrades. We've got a 28mm bass speaker. This is from Smugglers Outpost. Here is our battery tray. We've got a kill switch here. I do create custom resin lenses for both of the accent pixels. So I've got a 2020 NeoPixel strip here. That's for shine through in the waist. Then I have two single NeoPixels up top for the upper vents, right? And then I just create, it's essentially just a resin ring that I slide over that, right? We've got a 6-rail PCB up top. This is from Smugglers Outpost as well. And that's it. proffieboard sits here. So the difference between this chassis and the ones that I've done previously is that I've put an indentation in the Proffie tray, the proffieboard tray, so the Proffie can slide up underneath that lip, right? So typically in the past, it's just been a press fit kind of deal here. But with this particular chassis, I made some modifications so that that Proffie board is a little bit more secure up there, and you can slide it out if need be. For me, typically, with tight builds like that, like with this, excuse me, with tight builds like this, I use a 90-degree USB connector. However, if you don't have one as the client, you can just slide this Proffie board out and it'll tilt up. You can get your SD card if need be. And that's it, right? So I kept this black. I usually do these in matte black. I don't get crazy with the rub and buff on these guys. So to use the hilt, right? Spring side is your negative. Take the flat part of your battery, rest it in that battery tray. Hit that kill switch. So we see our NeoPixels animate. We do hear an audible cue. All right. Put our chassis in. So the way, to the client as well, there is a ring at the bottom of this grip that helps push the chassis into those upper PCB pins. So that stays in the grip. Slide your chassis in. And screw it in until it stops and you're ready to go. All right, let's come down to the bottom. All right, so there are those animated NeoPixels here, and we've got our upper section as well. Twist to activate, twist to deactivate are on. Let's see what else we put on here.
Ascension.
Just an absolutely phenomenal sounding hilt. So upper touch button is your aux, lower is your power or main. And that's it, right? So let's put a blade in it and do a quick demo. Okay, so fun fact. I don't know if this will come up on camera, but there is a scuff mark in this blade. So you can probably, I'll probably end up cropping it out, but there is a ceiling fan right here. So I've already damaged my new demo blade. It'll buff right out, right? But yeah, not a lot of swing space in here, okay? So this is a 1-inch blade holder. There is a silver grub screw or set screw around front here. I think it's an M4, which again, I appreciate as well. I've been liking larger set screws more lately. I just feel like having more surface area to bite down on the blade is really helpful, right? So tighten that, put your blade down on those PCB pins, tighten that set screw, and you're ready to go. See what else we put on here. One more. So this has also been some of the, let me turn this off, it's too loud. Some of the font configs have been set up with color wheel. To access color wheel, you want to hold down main. Hold down aux and tap main. When you find a color you like, you tap main again. And it'll lock that color in. One more. All right, so that's it, right? Again, love the EvoFlex. It's a phenomenal hilt. When brought into the light with an upgraded soundboard and a better speaker, they really, really do shine even more. So that's it. That's all I've got. If anyone has any questions about this particular install, or if anyone has any questions about, you know, the chassis work or anything like that, if anyone has any questions, please don't be a stranger to the client. Thank you very much for trusting me with your hilt. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Thanks for watching, everybody.